It's going to be a positive rant. Let's go. The world is ruthless, and people don't realize that the world is ruthless. And this is why people are broke. You don't lose your second job and then expect your landlord to take it easy on you. Oh, I lost my second job. Could you lower my rent? No, because the landlord has a bottom line. Everybody has a bottom line. So the thing is, it's a personal problem. Hear me out. It's for each individual person to realize that you have a personal problem. Hey, I want to buy this controller. It costs $100. Well, guess what? Can you buy that controller for $100? If you do, is it going to stop you from paying rent, paying your car payment? Is it going to stop you from putting food on the table? Okay. I want to buy this can of soda for $1.50. Can you afford this can of soda for $1.50? So the thing is, there's always a bottom line, right? But the world is ruthless. The world don't cut people slack. The sooner you realize that, that's what gets you out of trouble. See, if I had to learn that, this is my third marriage. I have 4 kids, 2 different mothers. Do you know there was a point in time I was paying child support to 2 different states? First of all, I was paying child support for 1 kid. And then my other kid's mom that I have 3 kids with, she wanted child support. I said, there's no way you'll get it. We got a divorce. We put in the divorce decree that you take care of the kids when you have them. I take care of the kids when you have them, whatever. We go to court. They say, you need to speak to a child support officer. I laughed and said, there's no way we do 50-50. Guess what? They allowed her to get money. The world is ruthless. They didn't care that I paid child support to a different state. They didn't care. So the sooner you realize that the world is ruthless, you won't be making comments like,
oh, I can't believe Sony is doing this to people in this time of life.
Whose fault is that? The world is ruthless. No one's walking around watching you fall and trip over and just stop what they're doing to help pick you up. Sure, you might find a few people that do that, but they ain't going to just, hey, why don't you just move into my house? And why don't I just pay your rent? Or why I seen your roof caved in, you need a new roof, I got you. No, that's not how the world works. The world is ruthless. And the sooner people realize that, they realize that when you have an issue and you blame other people for your wrongdoings, that's a personal problem. When you realize that you can't afford something, so maybe you shouldn't buy it. Hey, if the PlayStation 5 went up $75 and you can't afford it, then you don't need buying it. Look at it like this. This might sound like an a-hole thing. If you can't afford to pay an extra $75 on a $500 PlayStation 5, then you shouldn't be buying it because one game costs $70. So that means you can't really afford a game. So you shouldn't be buying it, period. So, I don't want to be the guy, right? And be that guy. But I just think that's life. Life, it will kick you down. I used to always tell my kids that. Life will kick you down. Wait till you turn 18. Welcome to the real world as they turned 18. My daughter right now, her car insurance is heavy. Guess what? You wanted to get that nice car. What you thought, car insurance wasn't going to be heavy? Then she got into an accident. There's always the unknown, the unseen things that's going to happen in the world. And the car insurance is like, oh, yeah, no, you're young and you got a car that's expensive. Oh, and you probably can't afford it. So guess what? You got into the accident. We're not going to raise your car insurance. You think they're saying that? No. So guys, hear me out. There's no fault at Sony at all. They figure they need to raise the prices because of where things is going, right? So that's just life. Forget Sony. We take them off the table. It's a personal problem if you don't realize that the world is ruthless. Because the world don't cut nobody slacks. The world don't cut nobody breaks. So you got to make sure you know how much your bills are. You got to make sure you know how much you're saving. You got to make sure you know if you could go check to check. You have to know what's in your bank. Gas is high right now. Are we mad at the gas stations? How many people are writing letters and mad at the gas stations? How many? Because the world is ruthless and they had to raise the gas prices for what? Just because they want to rob people and get money? People got to realize these billion-dollar, million-dollar, $1,000 companies, they have a bottom line and they produce a product to people and they have to sustain their businesses, and it's not by giving something out for free. Now, if you're Microsoft and you got so much money, hey, you don't need to raise your prices. But if you're another company, you can't do that. You got to raise your prices. You're going to get some people that's going to be mad, but guess what? If you're truly bringing value to your customers, they'll pay that extra money. And if they feel they're not receiving value, then guess what? They won't pay that extra money. So anybody who pay an extra $20, $50, $75 for a PlayStation 5, they felt that it was valuable enough to reach in their pockets and pull out that extra money on top of $500. So you can't be mad at the company because it's up to the individual to not spend that extra money. Guys, the world is ruthless. And long story short, you got to be a winner. You have to make the decision to be a winner or to be a loser in life. If you ain't listening to me, you got to listen to this man.
You're a winner. And you know what winners say? Fuck the losers who can't take a joke. Man the fuck up.